State Buckeyes, the Tostitos Fiesta Bowl, tonight, 8 Eastern on ABC.
Ed, so where are we going today?
Oh, I need to go to the sofa store. It's been a week of pageantry, a week of celebration. But now in the Valley of the Sun, a score is being settled. In this land of breathtaking views, we have a team with a knack for breathtaking victories. In this land of rugged, unforgiving terrain, we have a team that is both rugged and unforgiving. And in this land, we have a trophy that carries not just the weight of a game, but the weight of a national championship. So tonight from the Grand Canyon State comes a grand matchup, the Ohio State Buckeyes against the Miami Hurricanes for the grandest prize in college football.
From the station on your side, 9 Sports presents Countdown to the Championship.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Sun Devil Stadium in Tempe, Arizona. This is the site of the Tostitos Fiesta Bowl, Miami against Ohio State, the fight for the national championship. You can hear what's going on. Here's the scene right outside the stadium as we got started today. A beautiful day to tailgate. Many of the Ohio State fans came dressed as Jim Tressel, wearing their sweater vests. And many of the fans now making their way into Sun Devil Stadium. This is going to look like a home game for the Scarlet and Gray of Ohio State. The Miami Hurricanes have already taken the field for warm-ups. They're still waiting for Ohio State. We're covering this pregame from 3 different perspectives just to give you a better idea of what will happen tonight. Let's start with Dennis Jansen in Cincinnati.
Yes, John, and I have help here, as you might expect. Mike Martin and Dave Lapham, our sports of all sorts football analysts, have joined us here to break down the Fiesta Bowl. Mike, let me ask you this first. Is this a true national championship game that we're talking about?
Yeah, I think it is, because you have the 2 undefeated teams, regardless of who they played. They did what it takes to win games. They had some close games. I know Ohio State had some games in overtime, but still, the good teams.
Upsets yet, but here come the Buckeyes trying to pull a huge upset, trying to pull a Douglas over Tyson, NC State over Houston, Patriots over Rams. But there have been some big upsets in college title games. Remember Oklahoma, Florida State? They were big underdogs last year. Ohio State is tonight, Lee.
Well,
no respect for either side.
No respect. And Miami's talking all week about no respect. You want to know no respect? Listen to this situation. Ohio State is ranked number 2 in the nation. They're 13-0. Yet, according to USA Today, Danny Sheridan, the Buckeyes would be underdogs to 11 football teams, including Boise State. Now, Miami, underdog to no one. Oklahoma is the only team that respects, the gamblers respect, 5-point underdog. What do you think of that?
Danny can only come up with 11? I mean, we got to find. There are more teams that should be favored over Ohio State. Poor Ohio State. After all, the young boys, they've worked so hard and so diligently for the last 13 weeks. I don't even know why we're playing this game. This is clearly a decisive advantage for the Miami Hurricanes. The Buckeyes will hope to put their uniforms on the right way and put their pants on and lace up the shoes. And
easy, we got almost an hour to go.
I don't know. They got a chance. I think they got a shot.
One thing Miami hasn't done is win a Fiesta Bowl. 0-3 in Fiesta Bowls here with 3 poor performances. But you hardly sense that this team's going to get caught up in arrogance and self-destruct, which would happen here 16 years ago. This week, Miami has been the quiet.
I don't think there's a better place to catch the game than right here. There's big screen TVs everywhere. We've got a game room in the back, food and drink, and we've got a walk of fame where you can catch OSU's history. Plus, we've got props. Now, I'm here with Kent right now. Kent, you came all the way from Atlanta for the game.
Of course I did. There's no other place except Tempe to be but Columbus.
Okay, now you are an OSU grad, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now, I need you to tell me, you told me earlier about, you've got a little tradition before the game. Yes.
Brutus has been the idol of the Atlanta Buckeye Club since day 1 this year. He's kind of dead now, but we beat him so much due to those, real close heart attack games, but he's still here with us.
So what do you do with Brutus before the game?
Oh, we bang him up against the tables, the walls, against people. It doesn't matter.
Now here's your good luck charm. Tell me about this hat you got on. I've never seen this before.
The stadium hat. Well, It's
Here, let's put your head down so everybody can catch it.
my mom always said if the shoe the shoe fits to wear it. So I mean, I've always wore it. So it's kind of like this is a new addition to my family.
It's very unique.
Yeah.
Kent, go Bucks. And enough from Columbus. We've got a live update from Tempe from John Popovich.
Thank you, Paula. A lot of the Buckeyes just came out of the field a minute ago. You should have heard the roar from this crowd. Many more may come out while we're still standing here. But you know, this Buckeye team should be well acclimated to the heat and to the warm conditions here in the Arizona desert. They've been out here since the day after Christmas. It's been a busy and eventful week, and in some cases, maybe a little more eventful than they had planned.
It began with slipping and sliding on campus. Then, a rousing bus ride through the heart of Columbus. The Buckeyes were heading south and west, and 4 hours later, they had to squint as they walked down the ramp in Phoenix. The practices began in the dry heat a day later, and so did the frequent visits with reporters from all over the country. Most of the questions were about football and about how the team got there. But Maurice Clarett created a stir with a complaint that he hadn't been able to attend a friend's funeral. The school said he hadn't done the paperwork. So on Tuesday, this was the crowd waiting for Clarett to see if that was the case.
They didn't tell you I filled out the paperwork already before I left.
You did?
I filled out the paperwork before I left, and I asked Heather about that. You go ask the man. I filled out that paperwork, and Kevin who works in compliance, so they can't lie about that, and I won't sit there and let them lie about that.
But it seemed like the other Buckeyes were able to go about their business. In fact, on Wednesday, it seemed like the only thing wearing on the players was the repetition of practice and the press.
It's Thursday. It's Wednesday. It's Wednesday. Honestly, we've lost track of time. It's Groundhog Day over and over. It's a preseason camp kind of thing.
The talk's over with. We take the field in 2 days, and all the talk about Miami being this great team and the talk between individual players, it's all over with. It's going to be finally settled on the field.
Take a look at the fans as the stadium has already filled up quite a bit before this game. They've been on their feet doing the wave, yelling for Ohio State. Keep in mind, though, Ohio State hasn't played a game now in nearly 6 weeks. So you have to think in the early stages of this game, there's going to be a little rust on this football team. When we come back, we look at a season that will go down as one of the greatest in Buckeyes history, and the season that kept a winning streak alive for the Hurricanes. It's next on Countdown to a Championship.
His emotional approach to this game.
Well, he's practiced hard. He's worked hard at having his mind on the right things, and I think you'll see Maurice Clarett be ready to go.
How emotional was yesterday afternoon's walkthrough when C. Grant stood up and sang the school song for everyone?
Now, that's something we do every Friday, and yesterday was Friday for us. And, it was the last time 13 guys are going to get to hear that, and that's a special day for these guys.
So it was an emotional moment?
Absolutely.
How will you keep your guys, Miami's been here, you haven't, obviously. How will you keep them from becoming too emotional as the game nears?
Well, they're going to be emotional. The first time you get hit with a helmet, that emotion goes away and you have to get to the job done.
All right, great. Thanks a lot, Coach Tressel. Back to you.
Shelley, thank you. Here's the Tressel blueprint for winning this year. Very conservative offense. The fewest pass attempts in the Big Ten. Frenzel had only 2 200-yard games. Great kicking with All-American kickers and punters. More on that coming up. And the defense, not big on takeaways. 1 fumble recovery in 5 games the last 5. But brilliant in the red zone. Opponents 9 touchdowns in 35 red zone trips. Miami's opponents 21 in the same number. It's conservative.
Yeah,
it's gotten more conservative as the season's gone on, but it's working.
It has worked throughout this season. I think for both teams coming in, it's going to be an interesting battle to see what unfolds there. Ohio State's defense, I think, in the last 5 games has taken it to a different level. And I think a big reason for that has been Chris Gamble coming in and playing on the defensive side of the ball. Ohio State fans forget true freshman E.J. Underwood was in there the first few ball games until Gamble finally made the move from wide receiver over to defensive back. This is his first game as a full-time defensive back, an interception to win the game against Penn State. Here, an interception against Wisconsin to save the game. The matchup to watch tonight, Andre Johnson against Chris Gamble. That will be an interesting battle. Whoever wins that will dictate, I think, who wins this game.
Staying with the Buckeyes, let's talk about Jim Tressel. I got a tremendous amount of respect for him. You know, and he's no rookie in these national title games. In fact, at Youngstown State, he coached in 6 national title games, and he won in 4 of them. And listen to this, ladies and gentlemen. All 4 of those games, he played high-powered favorites, and he whipped all 4 of them. That's what that's the same situation he's in tonight.
He and his dad Lee, the only father-son tandem to win national champions. His coach, his dad Lee, won with Baldwin Wallace in Division III. By the way, Tressel in close games, nothing new. 41% of his games, going back to Youngstown State, decided by a touchdown or less.
Always close.
He never panics in that situation. Neither do the 2 quarterbacks in this game. Coming up, we're going to visit with Ken Dorsey on the eve of his final college game. And the Zen quarterback for the Buckeyes, Craig Krenzel, as we continue our countdown in Tempe.
Team got to this point. They started strong, scoring close to 100 points in their first 2 games. Then the Bucks took on Cincinnati, and the Bearcats held them to the last play. A last chance in the end zone. Guduli's pass is deflected and picked off. Mark that as close game number 1. And enter the Big Ten. OSU pummels Indiana, gets by Northwestern, and then goes down to the wire in Madison. The Badgers were threatening to score, but Chris Gamble was in the right place at the right time, picking off the pass in the end zone. They pull off a win against Wisconsin, 19-14. Back in Columbus, Joe Pa comes knocking. The game was all about defense. OSU's only touchdown was a 40-yard pick and return by sophomore Chris Gamble. They hold Penn State to 7 points, but score 13 of their own. The last 3 games could not have been any closer. At Purdue's place, OSU trails 6-3. They face a 4th and 1 with a minute 42 left to play. Krenzel throws a prayer, and Michael Jenkins is there for the blessing. Illinois takes Tressel's troops into extra time. The Buckeyes score first, and when the Illini attempt to score, Tim Anderson says no more. He bats down a 4th down pass. The Scarlet and Gray are 12-0 for the first time in school history. The only thing in their way, the Wolverines. And you can thank the Maurices, Maurice Claret and Maurice Hall, for their touchdown contributions. The Wolverines go down 14-9. The 2002 OSU team could be called the Lucky Bucks.
Miami's journey to the championship game has been one of dominance. Dominance in every respect.
I'm studying them on film. Their 34-game winning streak. There's no question that they're a great, great football team.
This was the only contest of the season when the Hurricanes had to rally back to win. Against Florida State, they were down 27-14 in the 4th quarter. But the Canes managed to squeak that game out by 1. Only Pittsburgh managed to put up a fight after that. Certainly Syracuse was no problem. Ken Dorsey got all kinds of time to throw in the dome. And it wasn't just the offense. The front 7 of the Hurricanes got more and more respect as the season went on.
They're quick, they have speed, they're powerful, they swarm to the ball, and they're always looking for somebody to hit.
Their scheme is really very basic because they have such good football players. It's more a thing like, here we are, you come and block us if you can.
That's the thing Miami seems to do. Challenge you. Challenge you with their power, their speed, their great athletic talent, and their toughness. The final game of the regular season against Virginia Tech demonstrated all that. Miami dominated like they had all season long.
Well, while there's no question about the storied history of these 2 teams, they're both successful. You may question how a college champion is truly picked. Now, the last 5 years, it's been according to the Bowl Championship Series, of course, not without a lot of controversy. So, what is the BCS and how does it work? The Bowl Championship.
Plane ride home, they regrouped, a bye week, then they blew out West Virginia, the first of 34 straight. 25 of the 34 decided by 3 or more touchdowns. Only 4 decided by single digits. They've beaten 12 ranked teams in that streak. And do you realize that the team that Larry Coker leads onto this field tonight has not tasted defeat in 845 days, spanning 3 seasons and, of course, 2 head coaches. Coker has never tasted defeat as a head coach. He's a modern guy. He doesn't motivate through fear, and he's been a perfect fit. He kind of glides along unchanged since his days as a high school football coach back in Oklahoma. And as Curry Kirkpatrick found, Coker never loses at anything.
Winning, winning, winning. Larry Coker's synonymous with winning. 12 games last year, 12 games this year, a national championship last year, maybe another championship this year. On the football field, all Larry Coker does is win. As a matter of fact...
Hey, wait a minute. You think I only win on the football field? You think I ever lose? Anywhere? You don't want any part of me, Jack.
My name's Curry.
Whatever. You're coming with me. Let's get it on.
So what's this place?
This, my not-so-perceptive friend, is the Domino Club. Dominoes. Dominate. Get it?
Oh, no, not Coach Larry again.
All right. Who wants a butt kicking this time?
Namba, the Grizz will beat us again.
Okay, suckers. Who's next?
South Beach. Cokester, you are the man.
Yeah, Pally, this is my place. These are my people.
Balloons are my business, Coca. Do you really think you can beat me at this?
You're showing me nothing, bozo. This is a...
Injured. Personally, they're a lot alike. McGahee says little.
He's a quiet player, but a great leader. When he talks, our players listen because he works so hard.
Claret is also soft-spoken, but as we saw this week, he says it when he needs to say it. When McGahee was given his chance, he flourished, rushing for over 100 yards in 10 games. Against Virginia Tech, he scored 6 touchdowns in a single game. He knows his team is good.
If we can be stopped, I say we stop ourselves by penalties, turnovers, just little things like that. If we execute right, I don't think we can be stopped.
Claret, meanwhile, was well known as a major talent coming out of high school.
I think the thing that we knew because we were in his locale, that his passion to achieve is extraordinary.
In fact, he enrolled early to give himself a chance to start in the fall. A fall that provided some brilliant moments and a fall that provided some disappointing moments because of injury.
I guess it was some things I had to learn this year. I mean, them injuries might have been for a reason. Learn more about the game of football, respect it more, not take advantage of everything that you got, appreciate things more.
But now Claret appears to be sound, and he knows that McGahee hit himself to play a major role in tonight's game.
Big players make big plays in big games. That's all it's going to come down to. You can make T-shirts about it. That could be the theme of the game. Big players make big plays.
Still on the way, the insider's look at how big games are won and lost from our analysts Dave Lapham and Mike Martin. That and so much more coming up after this on Countdown to the Championship.
Okay, Crispy. 80% of the games I ever coached in was won with the guy with the best players on his sideline. 80%. The other 20%, coaching preparation. But there's one thing that's very important tonight, Kirk. I have seen the team with the best athletes lose to the best team. And I'm telling you, Ohio State has a
and the other
great
thing,
team.
this isn't a series. Best 4 out of 7.
Yeah.
It's one shot. And you know what? It's going to come down to some key plays. And I think the poise on both sides really affects the outcome of the game. Seeing your head coach very calm, believing in you, which both these coaches do, is a big factor. And why they're here tonight.
Yeah.
Well, down on the sidelines, the guy who's been a mentor somewhat to Maurice Claret, the greatest Buckeye, 2-time Heisman Trophy winner, Archie Griffin. He's with Shelley.
Archie Griffin, this is obviously a big game. You've been in your share. What will you tell some of the guys who've asked you for your experiences?
Well, I would just tell them to remember this moment because these things don't happen too often. And it's a great moment and just make the most of it.
Have you had a chance to speak with Maurice Claret? I know you two are a little bit close with all the trouble he's had this week. Have you advised him on how to handle all this?
Well, Maurice is a guy who's of his own mind, and you know, he's going to speak his mind, and he did that, and I think he's got it off his chest, and now he's going about playing the football game, and he's really excited about playing this game today.
The surface looks pretty fast here. I suppose you'd like to be running on this at some point.
That's what I was looking at when I came out here. I said, man, this is like a carpet, and it's a tremendous field. They've done an outstanding job here at the Fiesta Bowl, and it's going to be an outstanding football game tonight.
Can you simulate speed? Do your guys know how fast this Miami team is?
Well, I think they know how fast the Miami team. The question is, do they know how fast the Buckeyes are?
Very well said. All right, thanks, Archie. So back to you guys.
They had the speed edge in '99, but that was pre-Claret. He says he's ready to go tonight. 5 games, only 38 carries, but he's fresh and he's rested.
And even a troupe known as the Red Hot Mamas who do a little Latin dance around the shopping cart. But close by was always a hint of football and plenty of music, getting the whole community caught up in the spirit of Fiesta Bowl week.
As promised, we're back counting down to the championship. I've been joined by Dave Lapham and Mike Martin, asking them to break down the keys to success in this game. Dave, you get OSU. Mike, you get Miami. Lap first.
Okay, a prohibitive underdog. Let's go back to last year's Super Bowl. How did the Patriots beat the Rams? They won the turnover battle, and they scored a defensive touchdown with one of those takeaways. Ohio State's going to have to do something like that. Also, they're going to have to dominate field position, just like the Rams got dominated by the Patriots. In the kicking game, Rams always had a long field, Patriots had a short field. Make a big play in the kicking game and avoid the big mistake. And finally, in the red zone, Ohio State's won games defensively by preventing touchdowns in the red zone. They're going to have to do that with Miami tonight, limit Miami to field goals and score touchdowns themselves. That's a big task.
How about those Hurricanes, Mike?
Well, first of all, the big thing is you have to neutralize Claret. You take Claret out of the game, you force quarterback Craig Krenzel to throw the ball upfield. If you can do that, I think you have a great chance of winning, because when they have scored at least 7 points, won by 7 points or less, Claret has only averaged 57 yards a game. The other big key is you get the ball to wide receiver Andre Johnson. Huge guy, 6'3", 227. He is an offensive coordinator's dream. You find a way to get this guy the ball. He leads the nation in yards per catch. I think he averaged 21.6 yards per catch. And every time he's gotten the ball at least 5 times or more in a game, he's averaged over 135 yards. The other big key, I think, is you do not allow the Ohio State Buckeyes to realize that they are the championship game thought in their minds. You put somebody else out there, you rattle them, frustrate them, totally take them out of the game.
Very good. We shall file those away and get back to those. And we want to send you and solicit your emails to bucks@wcpo.com so you can contribute after the game and give us a call again after the game at 621-0999. Now let's go back out to Tempe, Arizona and rejoin John as game time approaches.
Thanks, DJ. I think the noise has increased here. You know, there are a lot of Cincinnati athletes that over the years have played big roles for the Ohio State Buckeyes. I think of Mike Sensenbaugh, Greg Fry, Carlos Snow. We'll talk to Thad Jemison a little bit later on. There's always a few Cincinnati kids ready to make a contribution.
It was just a year ago that E.J. Underwood was picking off passes for the Hamilton Big Blue. Just 2 years ago, Ryan Hamby was catching touchdown passes for the mighty Mo. And it was just 5 years ago that Scott Kuhnheim was blocking up front for the Bluebirds of Highlands. Now, all three are with the Ohio State Buckeyes, who played tonight for the national championship.
Oh, it's very cool. When we got to our hotel, the Scottsdale Princess, I was like, wow, because this is our little community, like away from everything. It's a nice hotel. This is a great atmosphere here. Great stadium. It's beautiful. I'm loving it.
This experience is incredible. I mean, the hotel we're staying in is, I think, as nice as anybody in this team's ever seen, nonetheless stayed in.
All have played parts in the Buckeyes' run. In fact, Hamby had this touchdown catch against Kent State.
It's just indescribable. I mean, it's real cool. I'm just excited. That's no word to say.
You don't expect that when you come to college, do you, or do you?
I expected it when I came to the type of program like this, and then Coach Stressel coming in. I'm going to be honest, I didn't expect it as early, but, you know, you got to take it.
You don't come to lose, do you?
No, sir.
Take it to them. If you
when
don't
we come back, what was it like playing for Coach Woody Hayes? Former Bengals coach Dick LeBeau talks about the legend and winning a championship at OSU.
And you guys have never been to a big game like this, so I'm cool with it.
Yeah,
I'm used to it. I got rings to show for it, baby.
This is the regular season, right?
This is like home for me.
I got you. All right, give him a point to start things off. Key to the game, what has to happen for Miami to come out here and play the kind of game do you think they can?
All they have to do is just do what they've done all year long, just show speed. I mean, McGahee, Winslow, Dorsey, they have too many weapons, and I don't think Ohio State's fast enough to stop them. I mean, if Joey was out there, then maybe.
They may have a chance.
They're not fast enough.
So you think the key is the speed of Miami, much more than Ohio State?
America, it's speed. Speed kills and wins championships.
Okay, we got to ring it twice now. Thank you.
Yeah, that's
Joey Galloway. What do you think? This is a game that Ohio State's going to try to shock the world. What do they have to do to win this game?
You know, I think the key is with their offense, you got to take away the run.
this offense is explosive. Everyone knows that we need to run the ball, control the clock, but more importantly, our defense has to show up. We're going to have to gamble. Bring a safety down in the box to stop McGahee. We cannot allow him to get off first, but also with that safety in the box, we got to pressure Dorsey. We can't allow him to sit back and use the speed he's talking about. Andre Johnson, Kellen Winslow, we have to pressure him. That way, he can't sit back and find those weapons.
Good points. Predictions now. I already know where you're going. Are you going to be nice here? Or are you going to kill us?
Okay, I'm gonna be nice to you two guys. I like you. 34-12.
30? That's nice.
I'm giving you 12.
30, okay. All right, Joey, what do you think?
I think it's going to be a lot closer than that. 20-14, Ohio State wins it because we're faster than you think.
Oh, there you go. Goodness. We'll see. We'll get back to that last thing. Joey, you're with the Dallas Cowboys. Bill Parcells in. What do you think of your new head coach?
I'm excited about the changes. You know, I hear he's a tremendous coach. I don't know him personally, but we'll find out soon. I know he's a winner, and I want to win.
All right. Good luck to you, and good luck to you.
Always.
All right, man. Let's go back to Chris.
We thank our big-time players. Who will step up in tonight's game? They talked about Willis McGahee. We'll talk more about him, game plans, predictions as we count down for the championship.
We'll be talking to the fans, and we'll analyze what happened. We'll be taking your phone calls and your emails. Our address, bucks@wcpo.com. That's immediately after tonight's championship game. And as we move closer to the kickoff here at Sun Devil Stadium, you really could feel the buzz. There's so much electricity in the air, and I think a lot of that is coming from Columbus, from Buckeye Hall of Fame Sports Cafe. That's where Paula Ferris is. Paula?
Hey there, Pablo, you're right. It is electrifying here. I can barely hear you. Well, before former Bengals coach Dick LeBeau was a Bengal, he was a Buckeye, and he was under the Woody Hayes generation. He talked with us about winning a championship at Ohio State, and he gave us his take on tonight's matchup. The year 1957. Charles Richard LeBeau was an upperclassman on Coach Woody Hayes' Ohio State football team.
He was the most constant man, one of the most constant men I've ever been around. He was the same every day. He treated us like dogs, but he was a good, fair man.
I'm disgusted with the whole damn bunch of you. Go back there and stand like you got all day.
Woody has been called a great American, a dedicated man who had complete conviction for coaching.
If you take it to them, if you don't make mistakes, and you keep taking it to them, hell, there's no question who will win. There's no question who will win.
And that year, there wasn't anything LeBeau and his Buckeyes couldn't do. They went undefeated and played Oregon for the championship in the Rose Bowl.
You know, it was a dream. That's what it'll always be to me, a dream come true.
Woody is gone. With him, he took a legacy and 4 national championships. And now it's Jim Tressel's turn to take his Buckeyes to a place they haven't been since winning under Woody in 1968. No matter what the spread on the game or the caliber of the opponent, LeBeau's loyalty will always be to the Scarlet and Gray.
It'll be a great game, and Ohio State's going to do a lot better than a lot of people think, and of course the Buckeyes are going to win a close game with their kicking game.
Will you guarantee that?
No guarantees.
OSU's second game of the 1972 season, the year freshmen became eligible. He rushed for 239 yards, and college football history was about to be made. 2 Heisman trophies later, the only gap in Archie Griffin's college resume, a national championship, is within reach, albeit as the Buckeyes' associate athletic director. But he couldn't be more delighted if he were suiting up tonight.
You have the setup where you have an actual national championship game, and to be in that game is truly an honor.
None of this would be happening if Archie and the selection committee members hadn't given Jim Tressel, a one-time Earl Bruce assistant, a chance to fulfill his dream.
His name would always come up, so you knew how he was respected as a person and certainly as a football coach. And when it came to the search, you know, I knew that he would be one of our top candidates for the job.
And if the national championship game comes down to one make-or-break, heart-stopping play?
For some reason or other, our guys seem to keep their composure and seem to finish the game and do it with a victory. And I think a lot of that comes from Coach Tressel and the way that he carries himself.
They haven't won a championship ring here in Cincinnati, but these...
Away from Parrish, used a sideline as another defender because they're intimidated by that quickness that you're talking about.
For Ohio State to win, got to have a big edge in the special teams. Let's talk trenches now. The Ohio State offensive line starting 2 freshmen against those grizzled seniors on that Miami defensive line. The other side, it's a big test. Miami's O-line against a very athletic, deep rotation for Ohio State. You ready for some serious football? I mean, serious football. Veteran offensive line coach Mike Berry of Tennessee in the film room now.
Here we are with a Miami play that's a signature play. Throughout the game, you're going to see them trying to establish it. What we're trying to get done, we're trying to block all the gaps, which are the straight lines. We're going to pull, and someone's going to kick out. Either the fullback kicks out or the guard kicks out. In this case here, the fullback is kicking out, and the guard is leading through. You see right here, the guard is leading through, and he's going to seal on the first person. Fullback kicks out now. The tailback right here, he's making a decision. He's going to cut it inside or he's going to cut it outside. He's reading the blocks, and he's going to find daylight, and now he's on his own. He's going to make it happen in the secondary. This is Ohio State's version of the gap play. The difference being they've moved their fullback closer to the line of scrimmage, and the tight end is taking a wider split, creating angles to seal the defense. You'll see here that the fullback's block and the tight end's block have totally sealed the defense, creating a lane for the back to come through. Let's take it back and watch the pulling guard also read that lane as he pulls to seal the inside linebacker. Now Claret approaches the line of scrimmage. He can take it inside or outside. Right now, Claret decides to bounce it outside to the wide receiver's block. He's going to stalk the corner, tie him up, and now he's free to run off this block. Look for Miami and Ohio State to get their gap play working, get the bounce play working, establish it early, and stay with it the whole game. You'll see these plays run over and over again.
Good job, Coach. That's terrific stuff there.
That's right.
That makes you appreciate the O-line, but also the cutback vision of those backs on both sides, Claret and McGahee.
Part of the
O-line, edge.
O-line. Miami's offensive line is coached by one of the best young assistant coaches in America, Art Kehoe. He's been at Miami 22 years. Well, he's young. He's young.
Yeah.
And the thing about him, they love that challenge. Roll up the sleeve. The more they get against them, the better they get, and they got a challenge tonight.
You know, we've been talking for, it seems like, a few weeks about Miami's dominance with the speed, the speed. I don't know, this team in a white jersey, I think this is the most athletic and the most depth that Miami has seen from any defensive line. Darian Scott, number 56, and Will Smith, number 93. You might want to keep an eye on a few of those guys.
They're good, but they don't have as many sacks as they've given up, which is bizarre for a national championship game type team.
Not good.
You guys ready? Jeremy Schapp now with the most famous and probably beloved living Buckeye alum. Jeremy?
Chris, Jack Nicklaus has been attending Buckeyes games since 1946. He's seen every game they played this year. Jack, what do you think of this team?
Well, they did everything they're supposed to do, and that's win the ball games. You know, I think they got better as the year got on, and, you know, they're a good, solid football team, no question about that.
I know you and your family were very close with the late, great Woody Hayes. How did Woody get you to quit playing football?
Well, he was a customer in my dad's drugstore, and one day my dad was asking, he says, Woody, should my son be playing football? And my dad played pro ball. And he said, Woody says, look, I've seen your son play golf. He says, you had him stick with that game. He says, keep him away from mine.
Any regrets?
Not really. My dad had a little bit for a while, but that was the right thing to do.
What kind of player do you think you would have been as a football player?
Well, I was a decent football player at that age, but and I played quarterback, linebacker, and did the punting and place kicking. But, you know, that's a long time ago, Jerry. I can't kick it over the hedge anymore.
You know what? It's been one of the biggest stories in sports for the last several months. What's been going on at Augusta National? It's policy excluding women. You're a member of the club, a regular member of the club. What are your thoughts on the issue?
Well, you know, I'm not here to talk about Augusta. I'm here to find out whether Krensel and Claret and Jenkins and Gamble can get the job done offensively, and if we can get Wilhelm and Smith and you know, the other guys at Ohio State get the job done defensively and win a ball game. You know, this is a great night to talk about Augusta. That's old hat right now. Let's worry about a football game, Jeremy.
Jack, thanks very much. Enjoy the game. Chris, back up to you.
Not about the green jacket, about beating the guys in green. Mike Doss and the Buckeyes.
Read, and, you know, looking guys off, looking a good linebacker off, you know.
And you could tell that he's a smart quarterback and that he really, really prepared hard, throughout that week.
Dorsey holds a number of passing records at Miami, and that's saying something considering the quarterbacks they've had here.
We know what our team is with Ken Dorsey, and we also know what our team could be without Ken Dorsey.
Miami knows they have a winner in Dorsey. The Canes have won 38 out of the 39 games in which he's started. Krenzel, meanwhile, had his share of critics at the start of the season, but the players always believed.
He's always been leading. He's been leading ever since right after the season. In the spring and over the summer, leading 7-on-7s, getting everybody out here.
Maybe the most important thing is that your teammates have the confidence in the quarterback that when you call a play in the huddle, if I'm standing in the huddle and I call a play, that they look me in the eye and have the confidence that, hey, we can go out and get this thing done.
And that's why Krenzel has silenced his critics. Like Dorsey, he's delivered, and delivered in the clutch.
I don't think either of those guys care how many passes they throw, how many times they have to do this or that. Those two guys want to win.
It's tough being a quarterback at Ohio State, but it's even tougher being the head coach because you're always trying to escape the shadow of Woody Hayes that he created years ago. Now, Earl Bruce and John Cooper succeeded pretty well, but they never could bring a championship back to Columbus. Jim Tressel now has that opportunity.
You might just mistake him for a college professor, but the Ohio State Buckeyes call him coach.
The teams that were here, the classes that were here from Cooper's era, myself included, I think have really embraced him.
Nobody ever questioned the talent that John Cooper brought to campus. They questioned his results. That's why Jim Tressel was handed the job 2 years ago.
I knew after a year of last year that with Coach Tressel that he was going to bring success back to this university. It was just a matter of how long.
It wasn't going to be easy. The players already there had to be sold on his way of doing things.
Tressel's got here. He's preached team and playing together.
Jim Tressel first came to Columbus in the early 80s as a receivers coach on Earl Bruce's staff. Princeton assistant coach Thad Jemison was one of his receivers.
Tressel came in, he took all the receivers out to dinner, and I remember, I think it was One Nation up in Columbus, went out and we was sitting around, we was talking, and the first question he asked me was, who's your girlfriend? And I'm like, what's that have to do with football?
Jemison was impressed with Tressel's ability to coach, abilities he showed over more than a decade at Youngstown State. The Penguins became a 1AA powerhouse, winning 4 national championships. He knew Tressel had the football, but also the people skills.
You can go and talk to about things other than football, and I think that's what he brings to Ohio State that hadn't been there before.
That was interesting to hear, because we heard the same thing from Maurice Clarett.
I really can't say nothing in front of other players, but I can go in there and just let it all out in front of Coach Tressel and just tell him how I really feel, and he understands me. Then we don't compromise. He usually had the upper hand, and he understands me.
I think his strength is his ability to motivate kids. He's doing a heck of a job with Correct. I mean, that kid's super talented, but you also have to have someone who can challenge that, manage that talent.
Thad Jemison will be sitting in front of his TV watching the game tonight, thinking about his Bucks, about his former coach, and perhaps another miracle. It was this catch, his catch, that won the Fiesta Bowl in 1984.
As long as we can stay in the game, the better chance we have. It might come down to the last play like it did 19 years ago, who knows. But as long as they can stay in the game, they have a chance, really do.
His memories, and I want to go out and make my own.
This James Jackson, I'm going to get this right. I'm going for 4, baby.
And once I did that, Willis came right back into the race mine.
That's what I'm talking about, Willis. How deep is the Hurricanes' backfield? Just a few months ago, McGahee was a backup. Now he's widely regarded as the world's best sophomore running back.
My goal was to be the best back to ever come through UM, and that's what I'm trying to do.
How good are they? Got Frank Gore, who was ahead of McGahee in the depth chart. Scout team playing Clarett. And Brock Berlin, the ex-Gator quarterback, he's running scout. That's not bad.
That's not bad.
Let's break this down. When Miami has the football, they score quickly. The average touchdown drive, just 1:58. They're not used to being patient. Ohio State likes to make you be patient. McGahee, 6 running touchdowns in his last game. Ohio State gave up 4 all season, Lee.
Wow, let me tell you something. Now let's take a look at the Ohio State defense. They have not given up 20 points in 12 straight games. So you think they could do that to Miami? Yo, Yo, not so fast since it was my last time. All right, not so fast. Look at these great running backs and quarterbacks and what they have done. But in my opinion, the top two, Dorsey and McGahee, are the two best quarterback and running back combination in the history of college football to do that. Now, the key thing in this ball game, again, I'm going to bring it up. Miami wins this game, Kirk. It's going to be with the offensive line, running the football or throwing pass protection.
Well, I think anytime you have an offense that can attack running and throwing, you have to take away the run first. Ohio State is going to take some chances tonight by putting numerous people at the line of scrimmage, sometimes 8, sometimes even 9, because they feel they have to stop Willis McGahee first and foremost to get Dorsey into passing situations. Here against Michigan, they have 9 guys up to the line of scrimmage. Chris Campbell at the bottom, Mike Doss up at the top. And you can see the number of scarlet jerseys around the ball carrier because they are outnumbering the amount of people that can block them. Now, you have to be careful with doing that. You have to pick your spots because if you sell out to that, Miami will try to throw the football downfield. Now, in passing situations, the zone blitz scheme, we always talk about it. You're going to blitz on the weak side with the 2 linebackers, drop the 2 ends. All this is to confuse the quarterback and confuse the offensive line, trying to get pressure on Dorsey. It seems very complex, and you know what? When you're trying to defend Ken Dorsey, you have to throw everything that you have at him because he's quarterbacked 39 games. And when you're a quarterback and you've seen 39 games, you've seen every defense in the country. And I think he will, if they can get him out of rhythm, they'll win the game.
You talked about the Buckeyes needing to start fast on defense, have success early. What about the second half? In the second half of the season, check out that column on the left. That's points allowed. Only Illinois scored a touchdown in the second half against Ohio State. But look at the first downs. Teams do march the football on Ohio State. Very average at third down. But nobody gets into the end zone. And that's amazing. Mark D'Antonio, the defensive coordinator, great job. Keep in mind, though, Miami, to start the second half of games, 7 touchdowns and 12 drives. They have success in the second half on offense.
The bottom line is make Miami be patient. You cannot give up the big plays. If you make them be patient, drive the field, you can stop them and create turnovers.
Easier said than done.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Hey, Shelley is with the guy who helped lay the foundation way back for this Miami dynasty. Not that far back. Okay, Shelley.
Jim Kelly, you said Jim Trustle's a friend of yours. You got the Canes hat on. Are you a little torn?
It's kind of hard, but, you know, you got to stick with your alma mater. And Larry Coker plus Arquillo was my offensive lineman in college, so I just want to see a good game.
You know, you said that you haven't seen fans like Ohio State fans. Well, what's it like here? Describe this now.
Well, it's about 80% Ohio State fans. I'm getting tired of hearing OH, O-I-O. I mean, but I'll tell you what, the Canes just takes, 1 or 2 drives to get them out of it? That's all it takes.
All right, how much is experience going to help Ken Dorsey?
I think it'll help a lot. I think more than anything, there's 2 great coaches on both sides of football, so I know they're both going to have them ready, but I think Dorsey's going to come out on top. I think the Canes' speed is going to be a big factor.
Yeah, and this is a fast surface, and I think Ohio State knows that as well.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's 2 great teams, 2 of the best teams. It's about time, 2 undefeated teams. I look forward to it, but Miami in the end.
All right, well, you better get off Ohio State sideline and get over there quickly.
Really?
Okay, thanks, Jim. Back to you.
The guy we're going to hear from right now is a Big Ten guy. He's an NBA guy, Juwan Howard. He has a thought in this game.
Hi, I'm Juwan Howard of the Denver Nuggets. Please do not forget to catch us tonight on ESPN's NBA doubleheader. And by the way, on the Fiesta Bowl, go Canes. As a former Michigan Wolverine, I can't root for Ohio State. Go Canes.
That's wrong. There should be Big Ten
keep
solidarity.
it in the Big Ten.
Nuggets and Sonics following the Blazers and the Celtics on ESPN. We're back after this.
See, thank you.
29 hours.
They've come here for a good time and expecting an Ohio State win.
21-7 Ohio State.
The score's going to be 27-24 the Buckeyes.
I'm just going to say Ohio State's going to win.
Are you ready for some football?
Oh, there's plenty of Miami presence here, too, with some punch in their attitude and some bounce in their step and some confidence of their own.
Miami #1, baby.
They are for now, but these Ohio State fans have come in force and hope to help change that tonight.
Countdown to championship continues here from Tempe, from Columbus, and from Cincinnati right after this.
For Cincinnati's best value in garage doors, genie door openers, and entry doors, who you gonna call?
Set of the college football season looks like Miami. get its elusive championship. You know, so many aspects of this Buckeye offense seem below average. They've only reached the 20-point mark in regulation time once in the last 6 games, but they've been clutch. Thanks, of course, to the backfield mates, Craig Krenzel, the junior, and Maurice Clarett, the freshman. The cerebral junior from Michigan, of all places, molecular genetics major, future doctor, and the combustible freshman, Maurice Clarett, who stole headlines this week by blasting Ohio State's administration and their motives in denying him a chance to attend a friend's funeral. This odd couple is coexisting and creating magic. That makes perfect sense in the realm of Eastern philosophy.
Yin and yang, opposing but complementary forces in the universe.
Yin.
Yang. Including the tiny piece of the universe encompassing Ohio State's backfield. Craig Krenzel is yin. Cool, placid, private.
We call him the Brainiac.
Craig the same way all game. Craig usually like zoned out. You think like Craig thinking about science or something or whatever, his schoolwork or something. I'm totally opposite of him.
That's Mr. Yang, fiery, energized Maurice Clarett.
In the huddle, man, he's just so exuberant. I mean, he gets all this energy.
Anytime he's out there on the field, you know, something special can happen.
Opposing forces, both necessary to complete the whole. Clarett brings the aggressive enthusiasm of youth, a spark felt in the huddle, on the sidelines, and in the stands. Obvious right from his dazzling debut. A spark sorely lacking in the Bucs when Clarett sat out close calls at Cincinnati and Illinois.
I kind of take it a street ball. Like back in the street, I always used to run my mouth in the huddle, and you know what I mean. I always want to make the big play.
He wants to be in there. He's always in Coach Trustle's ear on the sideline. You know, he's just all over the place.
Balancing Clarett's fire is Krenzel's ice, with the flatline poise of one who patiently paid dues for 3 seasons.
I think the number one thing for a quarterback is you don't show any of your emotions. You just kind of, you know, be even keel all game long.
He steps in the huddle. He's like a John Elway. You know, he knows that he can get it done, and the offensive players believe it.
You know, I think in the huddle, I try to rub, you know, I think that rubs off on the players, and they, you know, they feel a sense of confidence in what we're about to go do.
This is a Wisconsin game, right? And we need to drive down and go get a touchdown. And so he stepped back to me. He said, "Reese, college football is the greatest. Don't you just love the crowd?" He like, "Look at these people around here." I'm like, "Man, we're trying to win the game."
Krenzel conquered the madness of Madison with a long heave and then a crucial scramble, both on 3rd down in the game-winning drive. Then the defining 4th down improvisation at Purdue.
Krenzel's going to throw for it. Got to get it off. They go for the ball game. Touchdown! Touchdown! Would you believe it? Craig Krenzel!
In overtime, Krenzel's gutsy run delivered the dagger to Illinois. Each time Ohio State's dream has been endangered, Mr. Yin has risen. The dragon, the symbol of Yang. Ignoring pain, providing tough yards, lobbying for the pass route that set up the game winner against nemesis Michigan.
Yin.
Yang. They symbolize the wisdom and the will of their team. Opposite but equally essential. And on this journey to the brink of perfection, the icy vet and the fiery rook have provided balance and achieved harmony.
And the Buckeyes with Mr. Yin, Craig Krenzel running out in the field. Clarett says very anxious to see how he's going to play tonight. He was so calm against Michigan, but on 3rd down, Kirk, he's only a 26% passer, and it's an offense that only had 1 play all season longer than 50 yards. That was Clarett in the opener. Can they do what they did all year and beat Miami?
Well, you brought up a stat, 26% on 3rd down. If Ohio State thinks they can play against Miami the way they have against everybody else, they're wrong. They need to mix things up. It can't be run on 1st, run on 2nd, throw on 3rd and long, because Craig Krenzel will be trying to survive for his life. Look for Maurice Clarett. See him at the top of the screen against Wisconsin. They will shift him at times, get him out of the backfield, lined up as a receiver. 3-step drop is essential for Craig Krenzel. Quick game to get rid of the ball, and they're going to try to confuse Miami's secondary to get some one-on-one matchups for number 12, their best receiver, Michael Jenkins, to get downfield and make plays. Again, Clarett against Michigan, man-to-man. Miami will play man-to-man underneath.
Now, reckoning time. Who, how, and by how much? Mike and Dave, give us a call on the game. Mike?
Well, I would like to see a good game. I hope it's not a blowout, but I think Miami's going to win 28-10. I think the Miami's offense has too much speed for the Ohio State Buckeyes to deal with.
David?
Well, Miami's not a bunch of supermen. I mean, it's not like they're invincible. Pittsburgh, University of Pittsburgh went to Miami, almost beat them. And the same with Florida State. And I don't think either one of those football teams are as good as Ohio State, and they're playing at a neutral site. If Claret can control the clock, play keep away by running that football and keep that explosive Miami offense in the sideline, they have a shot, but I think they lose by 7 points. I think it's like 21-14.
Miami. I say 21-17, but it's going to be Ohio State. I'm the lone wolf here. I just think that they're going to potentially pull off the biggest upset of the college football season. Both Mike and Dave will be back with us after the Fiesta Bowl for a live look at how well any of this plays out. And we invite you to join us at bucks@wcpo.com or by phone 621-0999.
Well, hey there, we're back here at the Buckeye Hall of Fame Cafe. Only minutes from kickoff, which means it's prediction time. Time for the hat. Hey, don't laugh. I know I look kind of funny in this. Right now, we got Brad, we got Amy, and we got Chad. We're going to get some predictions on the game. Okay, Brad, what's going to happen?
Oh, I think it's probably going to be about 17-14. It's basically based in the trenches. It's going to be a line effort the entire game.
17-14 who?
Well, who do you think? I mean, the Buckeyes, baby.
We can't assume anything in television. Okay, Amy.
24-21. Nugent, last-minute kick. We win the game. Fourth quarter, yes.
Are you going to put money on that, honey?
I will put money on it. He's been our dependable guy all season. He's the best from Centerville, Ohio. Go Bucks.
Chad, obviously you're last but not least. What do you have to say about this game?
I think the Bucks are going to win 27-14, but it's going to depend on the special teams. I think they got it. Go Bucks.
Yeah, we got it.
Now, of course, I have to give a prediction. I'm so good at sticking my foot in my mouth, so here it is. I'm actually going to go with Miami, but it's going to be a close one. It all depends on the health of Maurice Claret. Now, he is healthy, but he's had a tough week. He wasn't able to go to the funeral of one of his good friends, and he said, I want this game to be over with so that I can go home. He needs to be mentally tough in order for Ohio State to stay in this game and be in this game. That's the only way it's going to happen for Ohio State. But I'm going to have to go. You guys plug ears. I'm going to have to go with Miami.
Whoa.
A close one, though. They're going to stick in. Hey, no more. Well, that's it from Columbus. We'll see you after the game. Here's Papo with some closing statements.
Thanks, Paula. Thanks, Dennis. Whatever the score, we're back here after the game with championship wrap-up. We'll have interviews with coaches and players here. Paula will have reaction from Columbus. Dennis will have analysis with Dave and Mike from 5th and Central. And, of course, your emails are part of that, and your phone calls will be doing that. For now, we send you to ABC and coverage of the Tostitos Festival. Good night. Enjoy the game.
Go Bucks! Yeah, baby! OH! OH!
Hey, get the former Buckeye cheerleader right here on the field. Come on, get her, send her back home to her boyfriend.
Make sure you catch Papo, Paula Ferris, and DJ
for a live recap of the Fiesta Bowl.
I know you. Listen, this is for you, sweetheart. Good luck,
Charm.
Thank you.
That's your good luck.
Appreciate that. I got a little prop of my own here I'd like to show in a second. Miami's been a team all year long that when they've showed up to play and brought their A game, they've been unstoppable. Two keys. Ohio State has to prevent the big play. They have to take away McGahee, and I think if they can do that, the front line of the Ohio State defense, the scheme, the athletic ability of the Ohio State defense will get to Dorsey and create turnovers. The other thing is Miami's only weakness all year has been complacency. This is going off around in Miami. It's a celebration party set for tomorrow, hosted by current players Andre Johnson and Willis McGahee.
Oh, that's interesting.
Fellas already celebrating the victory. Ohio State shocks the world 24-20 over Miami with an athletic defense. Take that.
Go, Bucks, go.
The flyer effect.
Forget about it, sweetheart.
The flyer.
And here comes the Ibis. Trying to devour Kirk. Good Lord. He's lost his voice and he's lost his mind. Get him back in his seat. Well, we got a split decision here.
No.
We're going to be back here after the game to see how things work out.